This is a suitcase for a modern traveler. Let me show you why. If you're updating your smartphone, your headphones, and all your other tech, maybe it's time that you also updated your carry-on to make sure that it kind of fits your lifestyle. This is from NOBL. They sent me a product to try out. So I've been able to do product reviews before, but when I got this one and I was given options of colors, my sister immediately said, I want that one. So this is what she saw. This is why she chose it. Okay, so for the colors, we specifically picked this yellow, which you'll see even with the expansion lining is also yellow. I appreciate that the wheels are yellow. The bottom is yellow. Basically anything that's not an essential moving piece is yellow, like part of the rubber for the tires, but even the zippers themselves, yellow. So if you're wanting more of an aesthetic look, I actually feel like the camera is really kind of showing its true color right now. That's how loud it is with the microphone right next to it. It's pretty stinking quiet. So there's a couple of features that are definitely different on this than you'd see on normal kind of luggage and storage. First one is this. If you're wondering what this is, it's a cup holder. This will make more sense when we stand up. You can literally slot your cup in right there. And that is honestly a genius idea. Then if we go over here, we've got the expansions. That is, just to be able to give you a couple more inches there to be able to fit everything inside if you are packing extra. But if you don't want it, of course, you can zip that right up and bring it more to its smaller size, a little bit easier to carry, a little bit easier to put into storage as well. There are TSA approved locks, so you're going to want to make sure that you have that so that TSA, if they do decide to open it, they don't just slice open your bag, and that happens. So because it's our TSA approved, that's fine. You can go and pick whatever number you want, but we're going to put ours to the 000 that it came with, and that is important to say because you can't just rip this open. You actually have to go to the lock and unlock it. And then you can open up this. And this is where a lot of the features are really going to show up. So this section here, it pops open and it has got storage areas. It's also got this, which I'll talk about in a second, and just spots to be able to quick access. I would call this kind of like your tech drawer. So if you are maybe someone that is bringing a laptop or extra stuff with you and you want quick access, but you want to know also that it's locked away, that's a thing. You just come in here, push it back, ta-da, it's open. This can fit a laptop or an iPad in here. You've got a couple other smaller compartments. If you know you're going to be in an airport and traveling a lot, you can bring your own power bank. This is not included with the actual bag, but this is something you can have for yourself. You can open this, see this wire? You can hook this up directly to your existing pre-owned power bank, and then right up at the top, you have access to it. So you can lock this and seal this away and not have to worry about it. And then you still have power coming through. So kind of like this. And this was nice. I figured this out by accident when I was actually trying to move stuff around. It does have the USB-C port here if that's what you have, but you've also got the older style on here as well. So you've got this and you can go and plug that in directly to your power bank. And then you can stuff that wherever. You can put that in one of the smaller compartments. You can put it in the big one. It doesn't matter. But that is going to funnel the power right up here. And you'll be able to funnel that here into the USB or USB-C. And there is something I want to say that I think is very important for people that might be stressed out about a wire being in the bag, okay? So you've got these. You've also got this, right? It's attached to your power bank, and it's gonna go into this little hole right here. So my first thought when seeing this goes, oh my gosh, what if something happens and somehow, like this, your wire gets sent all the way through. This would be difficult. I mean, there's a piece that's sticking out here, but it can happen, right? And it gets stuck. I actually can't even make it happen on accident, but it gets stuck and it goes right through there, right? Say you lose your cord. If I have to literally force this in. So this is probably not gonna happen on accident, but there we go. Say it is forced all the way through. Ready? Bam. Oh my gosh, I lost it inside the bag. What am I gonna do? Don't feel like you have to rip the bag open, okay? There's an easy way to get to that, and it's actually what we're going to check out on the inside. You can take your zipper here. They're locked. Ready? Ta-da! They're unlocked. Of course, you want to change your code. Maybe don't make it the most obvious one in the world, but that's something you can do if you'd like. And then, so you push it that way, and it unlocks the zippers. Push it this way, unlocks this section. So let's go look at what happens to the wire in the power bank that's somehow lost. It's not a problem. Now we've got the inside of the bag here. There's also this thinner compartment here. So mainly your clothes are going to go there. This is what I will probably call the sock drawer, the sock or the underwear drawer, because it's got some of that stuff behind it, that folding panel that comes out, it's going to take up some of the room in here. There is room. I mean, you can see there's room to put stuff, but this is not going to be super thick, so it's going to be more of where your tech stuff is on the other side. That's where the power bank is, and you can store your iPad and all that stuff, right? But this right here is going to be a spot where you can store some things, but I wanted to go back to where I said, what happened to the wire, right? They thought of that. There's an extra little zipper here, and if you need to, you can open this. Here's our wire. You can funnel that right back out. You can actually see this right here. So that can go right back in there. I just wanted to mention that because that was one of my first thoughts of, oh no, what if I do that? So we've got the bag here on the inside. You've got this strap to if you want to be able to hold stuff down. You can actually tighten and loosen this, so you can get this kind of out of the way. You can lock it into a certain height there. But then there's over here, there's these functions. So one of the things that for me, if I'm on a trip and I have something like my passport or my wallet, I don't always want it in my pockets because you've got like your headphones in your pockets, other stuff. You can put it here so you can see it the second you open it and you go, I know it's secure, I know it's safe, it's sitting right there. That's the size you could fit your passport, you can fit your wallet, whatever you need if you want to put there, you can absolutely do that. Or there's the mesh version, right? You can put it there. Start back here. Plenty of room for socks. Throw some extra undershirts in there, and there's still room. I mean, that's not stuffing it at all. You can see how much room there is for it, but that is an option if that's where you want to put some of those items there. But let's go get some other clothes to fill this section. 1 shirt, 2 shirt, 3 shirt, 4 shirts, shorts, some extra shorts, 2 more pairs of shirts, my big overnight bag that's going to have everything inside of it from contact solution to toothpaste, an extra large sweatshirt, and you know, there was still room here in the smaller compartment, so we'll just go ahead and fit. And then, again, if you don't want it to potentially fall out when you're picking stuff up, you can take this, loosen it, strap that in. I'm not too scared about this stuff kind of falling out, it's just closed, but that is an option. But we're not done. You've got the shoes you're wearing, but maybe you want to bring some extra shoes in there as well. So you can stack 2 more, just like that, inside of there, and then we'll close this up, okay? We've got the expansion liner up here open. So this is when it's expanded, right? That was all able to fit in there with the expansion liner. But really, we can actually easily close this. That didn't even need the extra room. Easily close that. You could see I was not struggling with this at all to get that done. Technically, it keeps going to over here, so I'll do that to prove it. This is not hard to close, right? I had multiple shirts, multiple shorts. We have a sweatshirt in there. We've got shoes. We've got the overnight stuff. We've got the underwear. We've got all that, right? And that's still not including the fact that you can still bring your other stuff in here, which is your phone. Most of the time I'm going to have my phone on me, to be honest, but you could have your phone there. Here's where that USB plug was that I was talking about. See, it's fine. And you could put your laptop in there, or you could put an iPad. Okay, all of that fits in there. The bag, as it was, in its standard size, was able to fit socks, pair of shoes, large sweatshirt, overnight stuff, 1 pair of shorts, 2 pairs of shorts, 3 pairs of shorts, 4 pairs of shorts, underwear, undershirts, 1 long sleeve, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra shirts. And that was in there without it being overly slammed and like feeling like you're having to fight it, and without the expansion pack. So good. It's luggage that can take clothes. That's important. What else can you do? What a world we would live in if all of the seats at the airport were like this. So now let's look at some of the functions that are a little bit different on this that I think some people, especially those who are using their phone a lot when they're at the airport, are really going to like. The first one is this, the handle. It's not just a handle. You have the ability to pop this open here and use it as a phone stand. That might be a favorite feature, especially when you combine it with the fact that you can plug in your USB-C or USB plug here. Both of those are an option, and you can see here, we're moving. The phone can slide left and right, but I mean, it's stable. If that's happening to you at an airport and there's that much shaking, you might have a bigger problem than needing to put your phone up on its stand, but that's just, you know, you can do that. So you've got your power bank option here. Pop that, This opens, we've got the cord, it's got battery. We'll just put it here for now. Close this up. Then we get this, so our plug is going to be here on this side. You can plug in, again, either options, which I do like because I feel like when you own just a USB-C type, you always know someone that just has the other option. So you have either option here. You can plug it directly in. Then we can take our phone here and plug it in the bottom. We're charging. We've got our charge symbol, it's going directly through, and what's great is then you can take your power bank out and you can actually charge it yourself because certain airports, certain TSAs, they're specific about those batteries. So being able to disconnect that if they need to, and you can pull it out and you can show it to them, you're able to do all that, and then when you're ready, you can basically plug it right back into the actual suitcase itself. And if for some reason TSA or security or anybody is like, hey, I want to be able to see inside, you don't even have to open your whole bag. You do this, you pop this, and you go, hey, it's just a power bank, right? So if you're someone that wants to be able to like stick it up, you could also use your cord here. And when you're plugged in, it's going to make sure that your phone is sitting still. So in that way, there is a hole at the bottom there, so it's holding it and keeping it still, so you can do it vertical as well. Hey, we're filming our next video here inside the airport, so you can do it this way, or you can go and do it this way. But either way, your thing is going to be set up. But that's not all. You're already taking care of your phone, right? Put that back. You're already taking care of the charging. You've already got your electronics up here, or whatever else you want to put. It doesn't have to be electronics. You've got the stuff inside of the bag, but there's one more little feature I've got to show. Oh, it's a cup holder. And this is a normal sized water bottle. So it clearly has room for more if you want to have a bigger bottle. I know that they have some that are actually themed to the colors as well. So that is maybe an option if you want to get a full lineup and make sure you've got even the matching bottle that goes with it. This goes up just high enough, it still fits, so you don't have to worry about that. Can't use your phone. You still can. Got room for this, you've got room for that. I've got my water, I've got my phone, it's charging, I'm chilling in the airport, I can watch something, I can stream, I can do whatever, and then when I'm ready to go, let's pick this up, let's close this here, go ahead and unplug, stick that back together. We can go right up here, spin this, and then you can just drop your stuff right in. You can literally toss it in there, or there are pockets.